Good morning, everybody, or good afternoon, or good evening, or good night, depending on what time you're watching it. It is Monday, April 10th, 2023. It is 7:50 in the morning. Okay, this is part 2, my journey to heaven, 2 angels. Ministers of Divine Bounty. Before I met the 2 angels who came to take me to heaven, I hadn't thought too much about the topic. I knew angels were with me when I was born, and that they would be with me when I died. I had believed in angels as long as I could remember. When I met 2 angels, though, and flew with them to heaven, it got me thinking later about all the ways in which angels are with us and for us in between birth and death. I can count on one hand the number of good, solid sermons I've heard in my lifetime on the topic of angels. When you're Dutch, you're stoic, proud of the dose of skepticism that runs through your orange veins. Orange, for those who don't know, is the color of the Dutch royal family, the House of Orange-Nassau. I'm not royalty, but I am Dutch and proud of it. What I'm trying to say is that Dutch Calvinists aren't normally too big on angel sightings. Even John Calvin, who founded Reformed theology, was cautious in discussing the topic of angels. Too much talk of angels, he said once, is apart from the Bible and therefore not verifiable. Good thing Calvin wasn't around in the mid-1990s when angels were all the rage and there seemed to be fluffy, chubby, heavenly beings floating behind every bush. But even Calvin, with his reluctance to fall into this silliness that can occur when people obsess about angels, said there are ministers and dispensers of the divine bounty toward us. There's no doubt the way my angels picked me up in my hospital room with all the respect and kindness in the world, and the next day, why, that was a kind of bounty or gift to me. I bet Lazarus felt the same way when angels carried him to Abraham's bosom in the parable of the poor man and the rich man in Luke 16:22. Now, the poor man died and was carried away by the angels to Abraham's bosom, and the rich man also died and was buried. New American Standard Bible. Caring for believers at the moment of death is just one of the many jobs angels fill, according to the Bible. I always knew since Sunday school days that angels were workers of Christ, like Christ, watching over what we say and do. After my time in heaven, I was much more fascinated with angels than ever before, and I decided to study the Bible and find out as much as I could about the 2 strangers who entered my hospital room and their fellow beings. Plus, after sharing my heaven story with others, folks started telling me their own incredible angel stories, some of which I will pass on to you. But first, may I share with you some of the fantastic things I learned about angels in the Bible? I think you'll be as intrigued as I am. Okay. That's all for part 2. 2 angels. My journey to heaven. Thank you for watching.